Hi. You might hear some background noise because I'm currently grinding out amiibo levels using my completely legitimate first-party Nintendo Switch software. Totally real, 100%. Anyways, we're going to be going over the lore of some of the custom Celestials. I'm just going to do them in order because, frankly, I really have no clue what to do. So, Geiger 2 was the first Forgotten Era Celestial that we made. And the reason it's Geiger 2 is because Geiger 1, I don't know, Geiger 1's a really weird case, because I, just got ownership of Geiger 1. Geiger 1 is a redesign, and is technically considered an entirely different monster from Geiger 2, but they're still able to interact with each other, and apart from their voice, they're basically the same monster, except for the fact that Geiger 1 has a different design, different voice, and a completely different attitude. But yeah, these two give off some pretty strong amounts of radiation, but not enough to, actually affect the monsters. They're, barely sitting on that threshold between, killing them, so funny story, or funny scenario, if the two Geigers were to high five, that would probably cause a nuclear disaster. Don't ask why. I'm just gonna put the fucking screenshot on screen. Anyways, Medra, or Medra, Medda. What? I don't know. Medra is the Brimstone Celestial, or at least my take on the Brimstone Celestial. Brimstone is an ethereal element made by one of my partners that, I don't know. There's another monster that I've used on certain occasions called Belphegor, which is the Brimstone single elemental, but this is the Brimstone Celestial. There's nothing really notable to say about Medra, other than the fact that each of their three heads has a completely separate brain and separate personality, and their elder form can turn people into stone. So, yeah. Kind Beam. So, there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of juicy lore on Kind Beam. I'm just gonna read it. Kind Beam has the knowledge element, but is barely conscious at all times. It's like he's constantly zooted. If Kind Beam opens his eyes, you're probably fucked. But he barely ever gives a shit, so yeah. You will most likely never fuck up enough for Kind Beam to pull his shit off. In his personal lore, specifically the song Long Nights in the Workshop, which should be coming out in July, I think, Kind Beam, Galvana, and the Ethereal Celestials all got together and were led down into what we now know as Ethereal Workshop. Kind Beam, being the only knowledge monsters at the time, taught them the wonders of the mirror world and energy manipulation, and they built a primitive synthesizer and attunement structure. All of them were super excited to create more monsters, but got bored after failing Amoebkin a consecutive 12 times. Kind Beam poses as the Mirror Element Celestial. I actually need to give some more context on this line. Kind Beam is not actually a Celestial. Kind Beam is actually an ethereal monster. And not just an ethereal monster. Kind Beam kind of is the ethereal monster. Kind Beam contains all 7 ethereal elements, and by all 7, I mean all the contemporary ones that we know of, and then Brimstone, the Fire Haven one, and then Knowledge, the Fire Oasis one. The knowledge element is physically incapable of producing quads, quints, or a hex. Anything more than 3 would know too much, and anything more than 6 would be completely unstable, therefore resulting in Kind Beam's negative self-consciousness. Kind Beam is a septuple element monster, and because of all those different ethereal energies, it just kind of fucks him up, like, to the point where he's so unstable that he's stable, if that makes any sense. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Kind Beam, completely unstable, has way too many elements, has 3 unique powers. Kind Beam can rewind time, teleport, and fucking explode things. But it never does any of those unless it absolutely needs to, because it just doesn't give a single fucking shit about what's going on around it. Bro has negative neurons. He owes neurons to Zero. Not Zarori, that's a completely different character. Motherfucker owes neurons to Zero.